Terra Luna Classic feels like it's on the cusp of making a rather big move. We've had some bullish sentiment coming out of Binance today as they support the upgrade. We're going to take a look at that, and equally 150 million in volume and those burns. Feels like Terra Luna Classic is ready to make a move. If that's something you're into, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. Keep up to date with everything going on in the world of cryptocurrency, particularly Terra Luna Classic. Head on over to our live streams, 4 p.m. Eastern every single day. And if you want to get yourself some Luna Classic, head over to Mexi. Link is in the description. You can get yourself some cheaper trading fees as well as some free Luna Classic. Just sign up with the link in the description. It does also support the channel, so I appreciate that. Here we go. Let's get into what is going on in the market. Interestingly, we've just seen a pretty big pullback, 0.7% in the last half an hour, giving us a 1% decline on the day. 22,727 is Bitcoin, 1.05 trillion, so lost over 500 billion in the last kind of 3 or 4 days, with consistent red days being minted on the Bitcoin chart. As we come down, you can see just a lot of red in the market for the last 24 hours. And again, are people really believing we are going all the way back down to 20k? I'm not convinced as much. But as we come down the list, we see Terra Luna Classic starting to move up the list again. So we're now 48th largest cryptocurrency out there, currently trading at that 181 level. Listen to this, $128.7 million in volume is always good. Remember, bad days and red days for Luna Classic are good days. Remember, the less of the price, the more we do burn. Now, speaking of burns, we obviously got this support from Binance. Now, let's be clear about this. Binance have supported every single update that we have done. The only one they ever really had an issue with was the minting of coins, which has now been stopped, ceased, and is only really something that can happen with manual burns that we know Binance are whitelisting those wallets for. So they state Binance will support the Terra Luna Classic network upgrade, and Terra Luna Classic's network upgrade will take place on 11/5/43/150, or approximately the 14th of February. Deposits and withdrawals of Luna Classic will be suspended starting from the Terra Classic block height of 11/541/520. Says the trading of LUNC will not be affected. Luna Classic network upgrade will take place on that block we talked about, and Binance will handle all technical requirements involved in the users holding LUNC on their Binance account. Now, you can get a full breakdown here of exactly what's coming up in version 1.0.5. I will link the video in the description that I've done before that you guys can go and check out and have a look at it. But ultimately, this is about building. This is about those whitelisting of the wallets to allow the burn to happen for Terra Luna Classic. Now, I did a video about this the other day, but just in case you haven't seen that video, here is where we currently sit as a prediction point. Remember, this is based upon kind of past burns and where we got to with this. Now, we do need to take the price, which is obviously dropped back to the 18. So you can see we do step on the amount in which we burn. And we obviously have a few days of volume just to add in here. We've got a little bit of time to go before we get that burn on the 27th is the last day. And the 1st of March is when we do see it. But currently my prediction, 3.8 billion Luna Classic is what I predict to be burnt so far. Now, we obviously have to put a few more in there. So we could get to as high as maybe 5 billion, depending on what our volume looks like. And some of you might be thinking, do you know what, that's a pretty small burn, and you are right. But what we need to do is build bridges. We need to re-establish that link between Binance, and again, this kind of support for the upgrade is an important one to think about. Now, what are people saying? What are the important levels to look out for, certainly as we go through this week for Terra Luna Classic? Now, it says Terra Luna Classic price has dropped 3.5% in the past 24 hours, falling from 18,462 following losses for the overall cryptocurrency market. Its current price represents a 5% gain in the week and an 18% in the last 30 days. So we have had a pretty strong performance, albeit for Luna Classic, over the course of the last week. And you can see here, it's still in this channel that we have now had drawn on this chart for getting on for nearly a week. Back here, look, Friday, the 16th of December, was where we kind of went back, but it was about 4, maybe 6 days ago we drew this chart, as you know, where we've touched this line as we continue to go up. This 100-day EMA, really an important line. So we'll see as we continue. This is an upward trend. Remember, back here, December 16th, our price was 11,848, so a significant step on, which is adverse to the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Now, it says Terra Luna Classic's price prediction is 150 million trading volume comes in. Here are the key levels to watch. So we have Luke's indicator suggests that the token may have to fall a little before rising. Again, its relative strength index purple teets around the 50 mark, having dropped to nearly 30 over the weekend, suggesting that it has moved into a selling phase. Remember, it will almost step up with Luna Classic as people take profits from getting in. If you got, like I said, in at this 11 range and you're sat at 18s, well, you've nearly made a 2x on your money. So of course you are going to take profits. However, look at this, 0.09 versus Bitcoin down at 1%. It says in parallel, Lunk's 30-day moving average has begun falling towards the 200-day blue. The descent may not end until it touches or falls below the longer-term average, at which point investors can begin to expect further rises. In terms of resistance and support levels, it seems that the 1800 may be the key level of support. Conversely, 1900 is Lunk's resistance level now, implying that a break through this level may herald further gains. So two really important parts. This 1800 as we are coming down to test, you can see that here on the chart. We can almost draw that line on to come down and test this kind of 1800 level here. And we'll see kind of how that sits as we get over the course of the week. And then, like I said, the 19 levels would be the point. Once we break the 19s, this is where we could absolutely start to see some movement up, as there isn't really a lot in front of us to get up there. Obviously, we've got to continue this pattern, but these are the levels that people are talking about. So time will only tell. We have the burns coming up. We have obviously the upgrade to 1.0.5 and then on to 0.6. The sprint information coming very soon. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll bring you all the latest that you need to know with Terra Luna Classic, so you can keep up to date with that and the wider cryptocurrency market. And all we ask you to do, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and let me know in the comments, do you think we're heading to the twos this week or not? I'm interested to know what your price predictions are. As ever, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.